I said, yo, what's up, everybody? I'm Amber. This is amaraslogic. Got a new video for you today. Wisconsin sports, trades, rumors, and news. Before we get into it, you know the spiel. Comment, like, subscribe, and share this electrifying content with the people. Y'all know we here to cover two topics today. So we're going to talk about the Packers' big win over the Los Angeles Rams. And then we're also going to talk today about the Bucks preseason game that's currently still going on versus the Detroit Pistons. But before we do all that, if you haven't already, please hit the like button. It helps other people find the electrifying content. Appreciate y'all. And it's for the free 99. So appreciate it. Appreciate it. And first and foremost, salute out to the chat. Best chat on YouTube. Friends and family, what's good? Let's see who all up in the chat before we get into these numbers real quick. Salute to Yusuf, what's good? John Jackson, what's good? The homie Matt, what's good? The legend, Mr. Cool, what's good? Chris B, what's good? Appreciate you tapping in. Mr. Washington, what's good? Daddy Fields, what's good? Appreciate you tapping in. Eli, what's good? Bucks number one, what's good? Appreciate you tapping in to the chat. Humble one, what's good, bro? Good to see you. Tony Tone, what's good? Patricia P, what's good? One of the queens of the chat, what's good, ma'am? Ness, what's good? Janet MOC, one of the queens of the chat, what's good? Appreciate you tapping in. Gibson Nicholas, straight out of the Bahamas, what's good? Jackson McDermott, what's good? Brandon King Carter, what's good? Bleacher Report Boss, what's good? Appreciate y'all tapping in. Hey, first let's talk about the Packers and then we go get into the Bucks. So Packers pulled off a win, 24-19. We had a suspect first half. We did make second half adjustments. Jordan Love, that pick six he threw was crazy. He been, you know what, his last two games have been very Favre-ish. He'll do something like he did where he threw that pick six, but then he'll do something like he did earlier in the game, drop a dime in triple coverage to Jaden Reed. He just got to get a little of that fire out of him, and he'll be straight. Our defense looked shaky in the first half. I know that we're are without Jair Alexander, and that's gonna affect the way we play defense. It looked like we are playing more of a zone out there. We weren't really being aggressive, but regardless, Xavier, hey, Xavier McHenry, he been worth every dollar we paid to get him. He has been worth it. 5 interceptions in your first 5 games, fumble recovery. He was balling. He was balling. He been balling all year. He's been, to me, our most valuable player on defense so far. What do y'all think? Do y'all think McKinney been our most y'all think he been our MVP so far? I do. He been playing outstanding football. Jair was decent before he was hurt as well. But hey, Xavier McKinney, he's been playing outstanding football. Outstanding football. We got a solid effort running the ball today for Jacobs. We ran the ball a lot better in the second half than we did the first half. We also Jordan Love looked like a completely different player. So I do want to give Matt LaFleur his credit on making second half adjustments and the Packers coming out there and Jordan Love going on 2 straight drives, scoring touchdowns that pretty much gave us the lead that we needed to win this game. And we've been talking about Tucker Kraft. This was Tucker Kraft's best game I think he's had. And he looked really good out there. Tucker Kraft got speed, power. Hey, Tucker Kraft, I know Musgrave hurt, but Tucker Kraft looked like he should be the one out of the tight ends. Y'all let me know what y'all think. But I think he should definitely be the one. He looked good today. And then I know we got to talk Romeo Dobbs. You're on a team that has championship aspirations and you want to come in here with a selfish attitude talking about you don't like the game plan. They suspended you a game. To me, I'd be looking to move Romeo Dobbs. As much as I like his game, you don't need that type of energy in the locker room. Now everybody's been thinking about the team first. Now he wants to be one of the players thinking I first. Nah. We need to get Romeo up out of here. Ain't nobody bigger than the program. He think he bigger than the program. He think he bigger than the program. Get him up out of here. And that's a fact. Get him up out of here. And I told y'all, I'm not the biggest fan of Rashawn Gary and Kenny Clark. To me, they don't be getting no pressure like that. I told y'all I only respect players on defense. If you're not a cornerback, you a defensive line or linebacker, you need to get 10 sacks to earn my respect. Neither one has ever done that. And I just don't see them getting pressure against solid teams. If it's a bottom feeder, they'll get to it. But against like solid teams, I just don't see it in Kenny Clark and Rashawn Gary. I'm just keeping it real. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. But that's how I feel for real. I they cool, but they're not like game changers to me. They're not an impact. They're not a Bosa. They're not nobody like that can just wreck your whole offense single handedly. And I feel they're being paid like that. And I don't think we get that type of production out of either player. I'm just keeping it real. And I think Quay Walker is slow and he doesn't have any football IQ. I think we need to find a replacement for him soon as possible. He has zero situational awareness. Zero situational awareness. Quay Walker is below average to me at his position. Below average. Quay Walker is not, he's not that good at all. Our linebackers low key are suspect. They're a little suspect. We need somebody to kind of take charge from that linebacker position and be an impact player, similar to similar to McKinney. That's what we need. Let's get into these. Let me get to the comments, and then we're gonna get into the numbers for this Packers game, and then we'll talk about the Bucks. And if you don't know, I know people are talking about it in the chat already. Gary Trent Jr. was hurt in the first half of the Bucks game versus the Pistons, where he did have a it's been confirmed he has a hyperextended elbow. The usual, when I Googled, the time frame to recover from that is either anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks. So just a heads up for Bucks Nation. See, right off the bat, my boy Yosef said, bro, Gary Trent is hurt. Yeah, that's why I just said hyperextended, bro. John Jackson said, why isn't Giannis playing? I'm glad he's not playing. Seeing what just happened to Gary Trent, I'm glad he's not playing. Matt said, don't tell me both of our new guys got injured the first game. Hey, sometimes these things happen, bro. Sometimes these things happen. I'm gonna get into more of the Packer questions, and we're gonna come back to the Bucks questions though. Let me just get into, because I see a lot of these are kind of Bucks related. Let me just get into the numbers here for the Packers game, and then we're gonna talk some Bucks. But low key, this was a must win for the Packers too. You don't want to go down. We need to go down 2-3 in this division where the Lions are playing well, Bears are playing well, and the Vikings are undefeated. This was a must win game for the Packers. Definitely must win. And Musgrave got more Kraft got more speed than I thought he did too. Let me go ahead. Let's go look at these numbers. Packers with the win from the friends and fam in LA on the road. 24-19. We came out strong in the first quarter with that first drive, and then we faltered, got a field goal. We were down 13-10. It was looking shaky. But then this right here, the second half adjustments, those two straight touchdown drives, Jordan Love kind of gave us the separation we needed, and the defense made a stop when they needed to. That last drive where we faltered and we didn't do too much on offense, defense held it down. Regardless of how they played throughout this game, they made a stop when they needed to. So shout out to the defense. Definitely shout out to the defense for that. Edrin Cooper had a sack today, and Preston Smith had half a sack. Carl Brooks had 1.5 sacks. Nothing from Rashawn Gary or Kenny Clark. Just putting that out there. And then we look at the rushing yards. Josh Jacobs, 19 for 73, a low yard per carry, only 3.8, but he did have a touch. Emmanuel Wilson only had 6 carries, 24 yards, 4.0 yards a carry. We did rush the ball 30 times, which is always my formula for the Packers to win. I think we need to rush the ball between 25 and 35 times a game to keep the defense honest. And this is solid to me. 126 yards, 4.2 yards a carry. Touchdown, I'm okay with that. Tucker Kraft had that big 66-yard touchdown, 4 catches, 88 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jaden Reed had the big catch in the first quarter for 50 plus yards, 19 and a half, no touches. Josh Jacobs, 1 catch, 21 yards. Dontavian Wicks only had 20 yards, and then everybody else pitched in with 14 and 12. And then Xavier McKinney, fumble recovery, intercept. Hey, this dude is the truth. He playing like at a defensive player of the year level right now, to keep it real. Matthew Stafford, we kept under control. 29 to 45, only 260 yards. Kyron Williams had another solid game, 22 carries, 102, 1 touchdown. Jordan Whittington led their receivers with 89 yards. They were out there without their best 2 receivers, though, Cooper Kupp and Puka. So that did make the jobs a lot easier. I just really impressed with how the Packers played in the second half. They played really well to me in the second half. And for the most part of the season, we played a lot better in the second half, if you ask me. Penalties were down. We only had 6 penalties today. That's key. 6 penalties for 34 yards. That is a huge change from the 85 and 100 plus yard penalties we were getting before. So I think this is a solid win by the Packers. Um, Jordan Love, I just need him to make better decisions and not throw so many hero balls. And we need to make sure to stick to the run throughout the game and not just wait till the second half and things happen. We have Josh Jacobs. He's a great running back. We need to be feeding him throughout the game. He's the type of running back to get stronger as the game goes on. So we definitely need to be feeding him the ball for sure. For sure. But again, it's a good win. Back on our winning ways. We're 3-2 now, 2-1 away. We just need to keep piling up these wins because our NFC is no joke. Our conference is super tough. Our division is super tough right now. So every win is gonna count, especially since we kind of gave away 2 wins. We gave away a game against Philly, and we gave away the game against Minnie. So it's still early in the season. We're gonna be good, but I do want to see better decision making from Jordan Love. I also want to see more pressure being added to the quarterback by our big time players and our high profile paid players to be getting more pressure on the quarterback. It's a lot of salsa going on the defensive line. I don't see no pockets collapsing. I see a lot of dancing. I see a lot of dancing and not enough attacking. So we definitely need to learn to get some pressure on the quarterback. Maybe once Jair returns, we can start blitzing and try to create more pressure. But I just don't like where you have to blitz to create pressure on the quarterback. You should be able to get pressure on the quarterback with your front seven, period. Especially your front four. And the people that you paying like that, they should be collapsing the pocket. And I don't see them doing that. Y'all let me know if I'm overreacting in the comment section, but that's just how I feel. But I'm happy the Packers won. It's a good win against a quality team, regardless if they hurt. We were missing players too. So were they, and we came out on top on the road. And I think that's a good win against the Rams. The Rams are a solid squad. They're definitely a solid squad. How do y'all feel about Jordan Love's decision making? Jordan Love, he could get a little reckless with the football sometime. How y'all feel about that? I feel like he gets kind of reckless. He takes a lot of chances. And that's why I said he reminds me a lot of Favre. What y'all think? We get to the comment section here. Let me put the link in the chat too for y'all to join. Hold on one second. Then we're gonna talk about these. We'll talk about the Bucks as well. I'm trying to be calm, but y'all know what I'm about. Y'all know I'm about to talk crazy about these Bucks. Cause y'all saw what Dame Dollar was out here doing in the first quarter. What? Oh, appreciate that. Appreciate the new sub. Appreciate the super chat from my boy Shalom Man. We really kept the Rams offense at bay. 12 points. Facts. We played good. We played really good without that pick six. I agree. We played really well. Appreciate that super chat. Mr. 414 in the house, I see you. Robert Brooks, I see you. Amtrak's in the building. Beats by the pound. Ryan Love, what's good? Oliver Story, what's good? Ibuka, what's good? Valerie O, what's good? Kenny Mack in the building, what's good? What up, Patricia? If I didn't say what up to you before, what up, Patricia? Appreciate you, appreciate you. And do y'all think I'm overreacting with Dobbs? I feel like Dobbs low-key should be traded. What y'all think about Dobbs? I think like that. I just don't want that energy in our locker room. You think that you bigger than the program? I don't like that. I really don't like that. I really don't like that. And then before I tap you in, Bleacher Report boss, let me just go over the numbers for the Bucks too. And then we're just gonna let the conversation take us where it does, and we're gonna look into the comment section for a minute and see what's cracking. So let's get into the numbers. So right now the Bucks are down 77-69, about 5 minutes left in the third. But what we want to talk about here is Damian Lillard. What? That man said he was coming ready. He came out ready. What, he dropped 14 in the first quarter, just bombarding from three, looking crazy. I told y'all Dame was about to get busy this year. And this was just the introduction. This is just chapter one. He's going to get busy this year. Gary Trent was looking good before he got hurt. Bobby P just don't look at Bobby P hands is bad. He can't hold on to the ball. Any type of contact, he losing and fumbling the ball. But he had a couple good shots in there. I'm really concerned with the amount of playing time Pat C was seeing in this game. And I guess he's gonna see more going forward with the injury to Gary Trent, but I'm very concerned about the amount of playing time I saw from Pat C. On the positive, I did like our defensive rotations. I did like that I noticed that Brook was not sagging. He was more coming up to play, but he just didn't have the athleticism to stay with his man, and Durham was kind of giving him a little bit of work. But I'm not too concerned. We didn't have Middleton. Giannis didn't play. And I think when we had our good players in, we were controlling this game. We look good. I'm not too concerned. I just need Gary Trent to come back healthy and Middleton to be healthy, and we'll be fine. We'll be fine. I'm not too concerned. Torian Prince got 5 points. Brook Lopez has 8, 2 of 5 from 3. Lillard 4 of 6 from 3, 5 of 10, 15. Pat Connaughton does have 7 points. Gary Trent at 13 minutes had 5. Bobby P is cooking right now, got 16. DeLon Wright had 8, or has 8 as we speak. And AJ Green 1 of 4 from 3 points. We're shooting 44% from the field, but 47% from the three, 16 or 34. Like, again, this is preseason. I'm not too concerned. I just like what I saw from Dame and Gary Trent before he got hurt. And I see the value of DeLon Wright and Torian Prince. And I think we're going to be a very formidable team this year. Very formidable. And I saw more effort. I saw Dame and Brook running the pick and roll. So I am seeing that is going to be a thing. So that's also good news. So I still feel optimistic about this season. It's just my concerns about injuries of Gary Trent. I can't wait for for them to provide a report injury update with Gary Trent. I'm assuming he's gonna be out a couple weeks, but hopefully it's nothing more than that, and then he can come back and get into the swing of things fairly soon. Because that's the only thing that can affect chemistry is people not being available. So we wish a speedy recovery to Gary Trent Jr. And we just wish health upon this Bucks team. Y'all know what it is. Let me pop in the Bleacher Report boss here, and we gonna chop it up. I'm gonna get into some of these comments. Bleacher Report boss, we gonna chop it up. Let's get into this comment. What's good?
How you doing, man? How's it? Victory? Got victory today, man.
We
Get
did, we
Monday
did.
tomorrow.
But the thing is, we need every win. Our
Yeah,
division is no joke.
man. Yeah, you watched that game in the morning with the Vikings and Jets, and
We
oh
needed
man,
A-Rod to win that game.
he threw 3 interceptions in that game. It was crazy, but it man. All right, let's get the elephant room out first because I'm the one that really got mad about it. Because when I was like on Bleacher Report, I'm just arguing with people. They're like, "Why you guys are saying stuff you don't know about it? You you don't know what's going on. You don't know." I'm like, he cleared his Instagram. He took all the pictures off. You
Right,
don't know what it means. I'm like, bro, something happened, and and then when he got suspended, it was quiet. It was all quiet. They ain't say
right.
nothing after. Like, I understand two sides of the story, but whatever we know, he was unhappy with his role. But the thing is, he's second in the team in targets. Well, probably not today now because what happened
Facts,
with.
John Jackson.
But for Dobbs to pull this off, to pull that, and then everybody wanna, oh, we should give him grace. No,
No,
this
yeah, that's
is
gonna get him out. That you don't want that type of energy in your locker room when you're trying to build a championship chemistry. Everyone need to be on the same page. If he not on the same page, get him up out of here.
yeah. He
Get him out
like
of here.
of course he gonna talk to him tomorrow, so he's looking forward to that. But that that can happen again. Like I understand he's young, but you had a regular job. You think gonna have a job the next day?
Right.
You think you're really gonna be there still? And they're gonna get rid of you.
Yeah,
They don't
like
care about.
he had a temper tantrum. Like that was crazy.
I
I
never.
can't believe Romeo had a temper tantrum. And the thing is, last year you was getting your feel. Like that's crazy.
It is. I don't know. I ain't understand why he even did it the first time. For like, I understood that he probably didn't get no targets, but he was dropping a lot of passes in that last game.
Right,
He
I
dropped.
agree. Yep. And that's the thing. Hold on
And
one second. Let's get to the homie Shalom man super chat. Appreciate you, Shalom man, for the 4.99 super chat. Not gonna lie, I want to see Ajax in the G League a few times this season, for playing time purposes and free reps. That's not a bad idea. That's a great point.
yeah,
That's a great
I,
point.
it's
And
yeah. I
I
watched
wish
little.
we gave screens like Duran give screens. I wish the Bucks could set screens like Duran. Duran
Man,
stopped his man in his tracks.
he hurt one guy, but then also he got hurt, other guy hurt. Like God, like come on.
He throwing some tough screens though, bro. Those is like 80s screens
At
he
the
throwing
first,
out there.
like, all right, gonna get our guys out, man. We got time for this right now, man. Yeah, we waiting. No, this is the first game. We'll deal with you guys in the season. You
Right.
want to start throwing some elbows and stuff right now? We got time for this right now. This is the first game
But
of
people in the
the
chat was saying that Duran is dirty though.
The first one was dirty. The second one, he got his arm in there, and I got like I said, I don't play a lot of basketball, but you do a screen try, put your arm in there. Mm.
And I think this is true too. Bucks number one, I was saying this too. Brooks can't keep up with his own guy. Brooks' lack of mobility is a problem. Like if he can just stand there and people are coming at him, then it's different. Then he can block shots. But if he has to move, it's a problem. It's a
Man,
problem. He did
he
look
can't.
slimmer. He looked slimmer. He moving a little better, but he's still slow. I will give Brook that. Brook does look slimmer and more in shape.
Okay,
Hey,
I give him
Pronte,
that.
I saw you tap in. You can hit back if you want to. I do see that Brook Lopez is in better shape. I see that. And he's
Yes,
moving better for him, but he's still slow to a regular hooper. He's just slow. So they're gonna have to figure that out, especially with no athletic big. Maybe Tyler Smith will have to be moved along sooner than later. You know what I'm saying? Moved up to get
right.
some playing time because we're gonna need athleticism at some point in that lineup.
I know. They got to figure that out. What they're gonna have to do, because tonight, it just showed that if they ain't go off like the way he's been going the first three.
Right.
He no, like he ain't wasting no time. And also they put two guys on him after that. Like, oh, we got no time for this. But they gotta figure they gotta have to figure this out. They got time now. Like they had off season, they didn't
Right.
trade camp. Now they can figure this out, do rotation. I'm afraid about Constance probably starting
Yeah,
or
I don't
playing.
want Connaughton getting them type of minutes, bro. Like he did a flyby pat today.
I know. I didn't want to take him off there. He did it
Damn,
twice.
man.
Stop doing that, bro. Give
Bro,
this guy.
like, why are you doing that? Yeah, like, why are you doing that?
If I'm a coach and I see him doing that, I'm like, get out the game. I
Yeah,
tell him go sit
like Tony, I saw your comments. Like he played decent today. Agreed. I just don't want to see him get heavy minutes either. Shout out to you, Tom. I saw that. Yeah.
Oh
Thank
man,
you. See, we're just saying it. Hey, Mr. Cool, shout out to the legend. We need AJ Johnson and Tyler Smith to get some minutes. Absolutely. We need them to get ticked. We cannot be relying on Pat Connaughton. I refuse.
we need young guys, man. We need if they want Giannis to stay, get these young guys involved more. I mean, this is on Doc. He got to get out of his way.
Yeah.
He got to get out of his way. Start playing these guys, these young guys, because you want to be Boston, you got to be fast. And if you try to trust some content to do it, you
Right.
crazy. Like, no, you got to get these young guys. This game showed me when you got these guys running, they can do it. Detroit playing like this is their first game of the season. I'm sitting there laughing like, bro, this is preseason, man. Like, get out of here, man. Seriously? You got to do hard screens? You got to knock somebody down?
What
Man,
up,
they wasted.
Monolando?
But
Hey, how you feel about this from Mr. Cool? He said I'm done with Bochamp.
I've been done Bochamp though.
Damn, Bochamp is out there. He it's always a hesitation. Ain't no kind of purpose in what he's doing. Bochamp need to he just need to play overseas and come back.
he just
Like he
he
should
just
play like 2 or 3 years, get his confidence, know what his moves are, what he can and can't do, then come back. He's not mentally ready for the NBA right now.
he just the guy, right?
Respectfully, he's not mentally ready.
He just
He's just not. Like with
just the guy.
Romeo Dobbs, when you was getting the ball, it was all good. We winning, and you worried about you getting the ball. Like, hey, you got to get your priorities together. Like that's crazy.
I saw. Like I
Man, we've
said,
been trying to believe in Bochamp for years. We done felt good about his story, like and everybody talking about how hard he worked. I don't see none of that in game time. I don't want to hear nothing about what's going on in practice. Practice is practice. What is that? Hey, Allen Iverson never practiced and was dropping 50 on a regular. You practicing hard as hell to average nothing. It's crazy.
talk about practice.
Bochamp, this is it for you, bro. If you don't give us nothing by trade deadline, get him out of there. I don't care if it's trading Bochamp for a draft pick. Get him out of here. It can be a second round draft pick. Get him out of here. I'd rather have a second round draft pick than a player you've been putting all this time into that does nothing.
In the first round.
Come on,
In the
man.
first round.
What up, Smokey the Bear? Appreciate the new sub. Salute, salute. Welcome to friends and family over here, bro.
Well,
Salute.
but
Like
it's
that's insane.
well, I mean, what man? Now I want to get back to the game real quick. You were saying like that. Now you said that I keep getting Aaron all that wrong. You said that
What up, Pronte?
what's up, Project?
What up, man?
What up?
A little bit of a Fargo in them,
He do
and
got fire in him. He definitely got fire in him.
man,
Jordan Love
Yeah.
yeah, he was throwing some.
take a lot of chances. Unnecessary risk, though.
Yeah. Like that pass he threw to Jaden Reed. That was one of the most beautiful passes I've ever seen thrown, but it was in triple coverage.
Coverage.
It dropped. It couldn't have been placed any better.
I just feel
I said,
like when y'all say that the Packers don't need a number one wide receiver, that's fool's gold. Every team needs a number one wide receiver. Every team.
Okay.
That's because I see a lot of Packers receivers dropping passes
Wicks.
because I see Romeo Dobbs believing because the Packers have this equality type of mindset that even Romeo Dobbs thinks he's a number one receiver. He's not. It's
Right.
not complaining about not.
what's your opinion on that? I want to hear what's your opinion on that
Yeah,
aspect?
go ahead.
I just feel like the Packers culture has created a monster. Like he hasn't proven himself, but he thinks that's like a college player being recruited at number one and thinking he's supposed to get the ball. But why aren't you catching the ball? A couple of interceptions on you on Jordan Love. The
Right.
ball was in your hand, you tipped him up. You didn't catch the ball. I mean, it was like 3 drops. You had like 4 drops that game, and then you mad at the team because you ain't getting touches. If Aaron Rodgers was there, you wouldn't even got passed to.
Right,
And
right,
you crazy
right.
bro. Like
Oh
that's
man,
my point. Like it don't make his argument doesn't make no sense. You have not proved yourself, but you believe that you're a number one receiver that's worthy of touches.
Right.
Christian Washington went out, right? If anything, this was your game to step up.
It
But
would have
instead,
been his game had he chilled
yeah,
out with
yeah, yeah.
Watson. All he had to do was be
What do you
quiet.
do? He complained that he wasn't getting touches. That don't make sense because ain't nobody on the Packers team a number one wide receiver right now.
Correct.
You
oh,
gotta take that
that's why
spot.
I looked at it.
You
The closest one is Jaden Reed, and he's taking control. That's because he's been the most effective through the first 5 weeks.
you gotta become a number one receiver.
Right.
You're not giving no one. This ain't the college football,
Right.
and you got that college. If you traded Romeo Dobbs, you would get a 6th round pick, and that's what he need to understand. That's where he at. That's his value.
Correct.
He's overvaluing himself, and that's the weird part about it. Because I saw him he dropped a plenty of passes.
But it's not just him. The Packers receivers in general have been
But
dropping passes.
what is with him is he's complaining as if he's not him, dropping passes too.
What up? What up? What up, sir?
What's
Like
your name? Come on,
Ross.
like,
Yeah,
tap
here we go. What up?
what's your name?
What's good? What's good?
I've been so many passes I can't even count them no more.
Yeah, we drop a lot of passes. The Packers definitely
Number one
drop a lot of
receiver
passes.
that. Number one receivers don't do that too much. So how can you complain? Like it doesn't make sense. Like you have to earn that spot. That spot is not given to you.
It's not.
So it doesn't make sense. You got a college mindset in the pros, and that's
Right.
all it. Your mindset is college football. You can even get a 6th round pick for you. About the performance. Think about that.
No, I don't think you get much for Romeo Dobbs.
I don't think you do.
And he be buried on somebody's bench.
Yeah, he's a 4th receiver on any other team. Like the
Right.
way he's performing, and
He get
he's
treated like Valdez Scantling.
yeah.
Like a
Because
situational receiver. Like, like something like that. Like you said, for
let me ask you a question. What do you think? What do you think? What type of receiver is Romeo Dobbs?
It's a possession receiver.
the possession, yeah, he a possession receiver.
Not no
And,
burner
and-
to burn you.
right, but how? How when you dropping passes? Possession receivers don't drop passes, so you can't claim to be a possession receiver if you dropping passes. That's their niche. Their niche is to catch everything. He's
Fair.
not catching everything, so he's not a possession receiver. So what type of receiver is he? Exactly. And that doesn't make sense for him to complain because he has opportunities to catch the ball. He dropped them.
Fair.
And that's my point. So he's complaining about something that he's not even proved he is. We see him as a possession receiver, but as many passes he drops, he's not a possession receiver. Because one thing we know about possession receivers, they catch passes. That's all we know.
Right.
They catch difficult catches. That's
What
all I'm saying.
what you think about the game today, Miss Smith?
Well, firstly, salute to everybody on the panel. Pronte,
What
it's
up?
been a
What
minute
up?
since I
Salute,
seen you. What's
salute.
happening, big man? What's going on?
What's up, man?
Um, uh, when it comes to the Romeo thing, has Romeo actually said anything publicly
He
about
scrubbed
what's
everything
going on?
for him. He scrubbed all the
Not
stuff on it.
recently.
For me, before I go off the deep end and completely decapitate Romeo, right? I would like to hear what he has to say for himself, and hope that it's not what's being reported. Because I have even less patience than y'all. If it is
Yeah,
legitimately what it's being reported, you're fired.
you're
Right,
fired.
that's what I was saying. Get him
Yeah,
out of here.
You're done.
they like.
But
This is yeah. Excuse me. I just want to tell you when we was talking about it, like on the Bleacher Report and all the Packer fans, they're pretty much getting on me like, "Oh, why you getting on him? We don't know what's going on." And I'm like, "You got to spin it." So now you got to say,
well, for me, like I said, you have to do a suspension regardless,
Right.
regardless of the reason. I hope that there's more depth to it that makes it more understandable. I hope that it's not
"Oh,
as something as simple as I'm unhappy with not getting targets. You're not Stephon Diggs, and Stephon Diggs got fired.
Right, he got fired for
Yeah.
that. Right.
So, but I do think he's a good receiver. I think that the Packers just in general have started choppy this year, right? Everything is choppy.
Right.
So I'm right now, as far as the Packers are concerned, I'm sitting in the euphoria of the win. And when the euphoria starts to wear off a little bit, then I'll get into the fact that I feel like we escaped. You know what I
Correct.
mean? Now, win,
Yeah,
regardless of whether it's dominant, regardless of whether you escaped, a win is a win. But of the two, that was more of the escaped variety.
Right.
We escaped a Romeo Dobbs suspension. We escaped Jair being out for the second straight game, and we needed him in the secondary when Eric
Christian
Stokes is sitting there
Watson.
ice skates or whatever, and can't on two different times on the same drive. Eric Stokes is on the ground. We escaped
Right.
missing Christian Watson. We escaped Jordan Love for the second straight time with a penalty mistake, like a penalizing mistake, which was almost the story of the game. We
Right. That
escaped,
pick six.
stopped the run game early out. We escaped. We escaped Matt LaFleur's poor play calling in the fourth quarter. We have one of the best running games in football. This is
In the
why I
first
wouldn't
half, let's
understand.
not say the fourth quarter. In the first half, we didn't run the ball at all in the first half. All that running yards came in the second half.
It's
For
still for a
sure, but
quarter.
in particular, right? Once
Right.
we had like the 24-13 lead, apparently the Rams are supposed to be one of the worst defenses in the league against the run. I didn't know
and
this. I haven't been watching the Rams. We are one of the best offenses in the league
For
running the
running the
ball.
ball.
We're winning by 11 points. The clock is in our favor. We're supposed to go into Jerome Bettis mode at that point. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Run, pass, run, whatever. It's got to be. You can't make yourself predictable, but you can't be. There was a play when we were on 1st and 15, and Matt LaFleur passed the ball. It's incomplete. You stop the clock. Now we're 2nd and 15. You put yourself behind the sticks. We're behind schedule. And
Right.
systematically, the Rams got back in that game doing what we were supposed to be doing to seal the game. We escaped all of that because we have the best safety in football right now in Xavier McKinney,
Right.
Yeah.
right? Jordan Love did kind of figure it out. I'm looking
He
at
played
our
great
guy.
in the second half. I think Jordan
Your
Love
love
played great
played
in the
good,
second
man.
half.
I
It
mean,
is
you take that
legit.
one throw, he played a good game.
yeah.
Take
Yeah,
that one.
that
I,
was just it. That was his only bad play of the game, but it was a
And to
terrible play.
be honest, that throw was understandable. Be honest
you
with you.
get safety on that
The,
play.
the the
Yep.
problem was the line that
You got to take.
whoever's that left tackle is not blocking nobody.
That's
That dude
the
ran
first problem.
straight there
Get him.
untouched. Like, come
That's
on
the
now.
first problem, no doubt. That's the
Like,
first
come
problem,
on
no
now.
doubt.
It was either a safety or trying to throw the ball out of bounds. Like, it was
Right.
kind of
But you take
understandable.
the safety. You
Yeah.
take the
I don't
safety.
know. I mean, yeah, but come on now.
You,
I think he
you
thought he had
take
enough arm strength to get it out
They
of
just throw
bounds.
it out of bounds.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
that's
he's
what it
trying to throw it
was.
out
that's
of
some Will
bounds.
Levis stuff. Remember when we played Tennessee?
No,
That's
he
the
was
stuff that
no.
he's
Will
doing.
Levis was trying to throw it to the receiver. He was actually trying to throw it
Don't
out
throw
of
the
bounds.
ball out of bounds. He was trying to sidearm it out of bounds.
But
You know,
my point is that once the play is corrupted like that, you take because of
and
that.
Will Levis wasn't about to get a safety.
No, I'm not talking about when he was playing us. I'm talking about Will Levis just in
I'm
But
general
talking about
this
in
year.
general. Like, but still, Will Levis was trying to when going against a safety. You know, that dude, the left tackle, that dude run untouched.
Yeah,
Untouched.
no doubt. That's so the
Untouched.
play
It was crazy.
initially broke down
Isn't
there.
that Zach
That's the
Tom?
I'm gonna
Isn't
be
Zach
honest.
Tom the
Like,
left tackle?
the left
no,
tackle
no.
was
Walker's the left
Steve
tackle.
Walker.
Right.
And that
Okay.
was
Walker's the
4
left
plays
tackle.
in a row. He let for man untouched, running off that left edge. Untouched.
So
That was the fourth time in a row.
from what I saw, they brought an extra man there, right? And so
yeah.
it was a problem with you had Rasheed Walker, you did have Josh Jacobs there who was blocking and did block somebody. There was just another guy that went unblocked. So if there's an issue or a problem there is with the play call, because you got to be able
Yeah.
to see that. Shift your protection. You called for a play that had him rolling out. So they were moving him out of the pocket, and then at some point he was supposed to stop. If you don't shift protection before you do that, then yeah, that guy is screaming off
Right.
the corner. So
But
now we're
still,
in damage control mode. You see what I'm saying? Now we're in damage
I
control
mean, I
mode because
get
the
it,
play.
but I'm saying if you're a left tackle, you block nobody, you probably missed the assignment.
I don't
Let's
think
be
he.
honest. He didn't block nobody.
Say,
He didn't block nobody, Mr. Smith. He was standing there while dude ran around. He didn't block nobody.
so I'll say this. I will concede the point. I have to go back and look because for me, what I saw was he blocked somebody. Josh Jacobs blocked somebody, and then that other guy was coming off unblocked. So for me,
What I saw was, and I saw the same thing last game. What I saw was they found a Packer weakness. Was something about that left side is not communicating, and they're
That's where they
blitzing off
blitz.
that
That's
left
where the
side.
blitz
They're
always comes
blitzing off
from.
that left side,
Yeah,
and
the
they're
blitz
coming
comes from
straight
the
to the
left
clean.
side.
They're coming straight clean on that left side
That's
every
how
time.
Minnesota exposed us, and we had to adjust. They
Yeah,
was bringing pressure to the left side.
something about
so,
that left
so
side is not right.
So I'll concede the point, right? But I will say this, right? That's how a lot of these defenses are doing it. And that to me is not necessarily an offensive weakness. If we're sending more guys than you have to block, then we're going to win. The sacks that we got, the one that Edgerrin Cooper had was based on the same thing. We're sending multiple people in that same area, right? If you see that, you got to shift your protection so that you have enough guys to block, right? We didn't do that. So you have multiple guys coming. It's one-on-one blocking. So here's the thing. Why can't we win when we have singled up on guys? Like when we go 5 along the defensive line, we're not winning in the same way.
You're
Plus,
right.
So they had more guys. So
I'm
that
with
was
you on that.
frustrating to me. But I will say this: I'll have to go back and look the point. I'll concede the point for now because for me, it looked like they just had more guys on that side than we had to block. And the problem then is that you have to shift guys over. But I mean,
Right.
even then, I feel like this, right? Once the play has been blown up, you're now in damage control. So it's like, all right, what is the worst that can happen? And that's where
A
I want
safety. To me, I feel like the safety is probably the worst thing.
Yeah.
worse
I
than a
feel like
big
the safety
safety.
is probably the worst thing
It's
because
worse than a big
the
safety.
way the defense is playing, you
he got
get a
there, man.
2 point,
We
you get
need
the
to
2
fall
points
back right
and
there.
the way our defense was playing.
Yeah, I agree
Like,
with
come
that.
on now, 2 points in the ball at the 50, basically.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, man. That's 10-point swing right there.
That's a 10 point. That's basically 9 points you about to give up. Our defense was letting them run through them for a
Yeah.
minute.
There was
It
we
was
need to put
gas.
an APB out for Kenny Clark and Rashawn Gary. I
For
ain't seen
sure.
them cats in 2
Right.
games.
Rashawn for sure.
For
Kenny
sure.
had one salvageable play in this game,
Yeah.
but for the most part,
But
he
for the
was.
most part, I'm saying, hey, we got all points bulletin for both of them cats. I ain't seen them
And your
cats in a
body
minute
type,
do
throwing it
nothing.
up.
They out there getting
But
cardio.
but see, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing that how I look at it, right? There are like interceptions and there are interception worthy plays, and I know that I'm probably not going to be uh, in the majority on this, right? I'm glad that he threw the ball, but his touchdown pass, his pass to Jaden Reed, when you were throwing the ball in the triple coverage, 99% of the time, that is not the play to make. I am just thankful
When I
Right.
see,
that
I was like, oh,
that he made the
I
pass
see
and
got
they made it look
point.
good. Because we're just coming off of a game where he threw how many interceptions?
3.
Exactly. And then you do that in this game. I am
Right
so
off the
happy.
rip in the first quarter. Right off the rip.
That's
I
high.
mean, but
That is the definition of high risk, high reward. But he
Right.
got it. He got it.
he is a high
So
risk, high reward quarterback. My thing is the problem is we keep saying the Packers don't need a number one receiver. I think they absolutely do need a number one receiver because when you look at the receivers they got, they're so inconsistent that
that would be my thing.
they make a number two wide receiver make some of the plays that they're missing. I think they got a lot of number threes or fours. That's the
Well,
really problem we're starting to see.
well, look at this. How about getting T Higgins next year? Then once he's gonna be available next year. He's
I don't
25.
think he's enough to move the needle.
I don't think we need. I don't know. Again, I think I'm going to be in the minority. Of this. I don't think we need any receivers. I just think that I need like 5 minutes with Dontavian Wicks. I don't know what is going on with you.
Come on, man. No,
I don't know what's going on with you, bro.
Smith. Come on now, like Dontavian Wicks is just not maybe a pro, and that's the bottom line.
I
Like you
think he's
gotta respect the game at some point. Some reason, look at Justin Jefferson. He makes all those catches, and you know it. Like you don't have to worry about him. Look at that. Look at Dante Adams makes all those catches. You know, Devontae Adams makes all those catches, and you know it.
I,
Pretending
I
like it
no
don't
question.
matter. Talent is an issue.
Facts, Robert.
I watched for Jefferson because I watched that game today with Jefferson versus Vikings. Vikings couldn't. The Jets couldn't stop him. Even Sauce Gardner, they almost grabbed the whole
He's
game.
incredible. He's the best receiver in
But
football
it makes a difference, though. It makes a difference. Like our receivers are dropping open passes,
Right.
like they're wide open and dropping them. That's why.
Right.
And that's
I can't
that's
defend
just
that.
concentration. That's just
I can't
that's
defend that. I'm not going
concentration.
to. I can't defend that. I'm not going to. It's frustrating right now. This streak that Dontavian Wicks has. He has all of the mannerisms. Obviously, right now it's not enough. He has the ability to get off the line of scrimmage with slower speeds. That takes a skill. That's a talent. That's a skill set that not everybody has. He's consistently getting off of the line of scrimmage. He's just having like this focus thing
Right.
when it comes to bringing in the ball. And it's frustrating to watch. It definitely is. That's why I was frustrated with the play calling in the fourth quarter because it came down to a must-have pass to Dontavian Wicks, and Dontavian Wicks right now is pulling a Pat Connaughton. Like he's pulling up like I know that you can play. I
Shots
know that you
fired!
can
Shots
play.
fired!
But right now, like you're having like this crisis of confidence when it comes to actually catching the ball. That's why the first thing, and I'm noticing stuff like that. The first thing that they did was they went over and they said, "Pick your head up." Last year, Dontavian Wicks had a problem. Aaron Jones had to go in the field and tell him to and literally lift his head up. Like this is something that he was going through, and then he picked it up toward the latter part of the season.
Right. Because I
And
think
really
he's
got
the
people
second
excited.
most gifted receiver we have besides Watson as far as natural gifts like height, speed. Like he has the tools.
He's the
Yeah,
best, Jaden Reed included. He's the
Right.
best at getting off the line of scrimmage. It's just that dog that the Jaden Reed to me right now is reminding me a lot of Steve Smith Sr.
Yeah. Yeah. There we
Right?
go.
Right? It's just that tenacity, that dog. It doesn't matter how big I am, whatever. I'm going to beat you out right now. And then Dontavian Wicks, for all of his skill and talent when it comes to running these routes, because he's a technician. He's a technician. But that last part, the vital part right now, he's having some issue with. I don't think, me personally, I don't think that lasts, but I am getting frustrated for how long it's taking.
My thing is we can believe that, but then that's the same mistake we made with Bochamp. You see what I'm saying? Like
the difference with that
the
though
way
is
talent
that's
works.
3 years
This
of
is the way
Bochamp.
talent works on the
But
next
no,
level.
we can't compare him to Bochamp. Dontavian Wicks is actually produced.
But Wicks ain't producing like efficiently. Like he's being forced to
We've seen
produce.
3 years
Like
now.
if I give Bochamp 20 shots, he's gonna score 15 points. Like, but that don't mean he good. See what I'm saying? Like
But
we
3
gave
years, the difference between those two.
Wicks 15 targets and he made 5 catches. And he dropped
Yeah,
like
that's an excessive amount of targets and only 5 catches. That
come on
yeah.
now,
I
come on
can't
now.
defend that. But the reason why I would say that the difference between those two is that this is Dontavian Wick's second year. Beauchamp hasn't even made it past summer leagues in 3
Yeah,
years.
true.
But my thing is
Like summer leagues. So
different from the Packers philosophy. The Bucks give their rookie chances. The Bucks don't. So it's even hard. It's just hard to make it on the Bucks as a rookie. That's not the Packers philosophy. If you're a rookie, you get a chance. So Beauchamp ain't even got a fair chance as to Tavian Wicks. I think that's why Romeo Dobbs has the perception he has of himself. You know, that's part of the problem sometimes. These players are getting um, lifted up and they ain't proving themselves. You know, they make a couple plays and they think they're good. And now look at Romeo Dobbs. He's complaining about targets. Like, bro, like, come on now. You ain't proving nothing. You ain't proving nothing in this league.
Right.
Complaining about
and that's
nothing. You
what I want to hear. I desperately need to hear from him. I'm not saying that any of these reports are false. There's a lot of reports obviously saying the same thing, so they're getting it somewhere.
But if that's
So
the
they're getting
case,
it from somewhere, right? But I really need to hear from him in the same way that I needed to hear from Jair Alexander last year when he got suspended. He was
Right.
doing some goofy stuff. Went out
Right.
on the field. We don't we don't have to
but
relitigate that.
if
We all saw what it is he did,
Jair
and he
was
was silly. I want to see it from Romeo, from Dobbs, to hear what it is you have to say, because I
I,
know a lot of the receivers
honestly,
will have. Say again.
I need to hear a doctor about Romeo Dobbs because the difference between Jair and Romeo Dobbs, Jair already proven himself in this league. Romeo Dobbs has
That's a
done
fair
nothing.
point.
For sure.
He
That's
has
a
done
fair
nothing
point.
to even talk about
For
anything
sure.
like
I
holding
just
out.
want to hear what he has to
Like,
say about it.
y'all, he tripping. Like Romeo Dobbs has done nothing in this league, and that's just a fact. And for him to have that
I just
attitude
want to
is
hear.
weird. I'm just
I just want to
saying
hear what
it
he
don't
has to
matter.
say about it. Like how, like what is it that happened, right? Because I do know that a lot of the receivers. This is what frustrates me. If it is what I think it is, right? When Jordan Love went down, there was a lot of the passing game that we couldn't utilize when
At all.
Malik went in. So a lot of these guys were asked to turn essentially into guardrails for the running game. That is a
Right.
lot of what they did. You might get a reception here and there, but just understand that a lot of what you're going to have to do is going to have to be blocking because we are going into a running game. And we saw how good we were with that. We are one of the top 5 running games
Right.
or running teams in football because of that period. Because I don't know that we would be if Jordan
Correct.
Love had been there all the time. They just would call the game differently. So what a lot of people, I know myself, I can't speak for everyone. I know myself, what a lot of us were hoping was that Matt LaFleur would marry some of the innovations that we got from the run game to the Jordan Love pass game. And I know a lot of these receivers were hoping that Jordan Love can't come back soon enough because while Malik is the quarterback, we're not even getting looked at. Luke Musgrave was completely invisible when
Right.
Jordan was gone, right?
But
Christian Watson was only doing so much. I'm not making excuses for him because it's a team first thing. But if
no,
you legit, if it
it's a
as
star first thing.
it's a
NFL is
what?
about stars. NFL is about playmakers. Like I hear what you're saying, but NFL, you rise to the top by making plays. That's all
Yeah,
it is. When you have an opportunity to make plays, you got to catch the ball. If you're not a star. That's all it. That's the difference between any player in the NFL. That's all it is. It's about making plays on the field. Like Romeo Dobbs has made some plays, but he's missed some plays.
Right.
But the stars make plays. That's all. That's the biggest
Facts,
difference.
Ryan Love.
So
This
so
so
being that we're having like that issue with all of them, you would trade for a receiver right now? That would be what you would do?
I would no. I would say that the Packers don't have the closest they have to number one seeder is Jaden Reed. That's it. Everybody else is not making plays. You have to consistently make plays to be a number one receiver. That's the way you become one. There's not no you can't drop a pass, 5 passes, and then catch one and think you are worthy of targets. That's ridiculous. This is the NFL. This ain't college. They don't owe you nothing. You know what I mean? It's the next man up. You make plays. Like look at
For sure.
Emmanuel. Look at
And
Emmanuel
we're
So
Wilson.
deep
if
at receiver too. That's the thing. We have a lot of receivers all the way
Look,
down to Bo Melton.
look at Tucker Craft today. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
yeah, he's a
Tucker
beast.
Craft went
You
He's a
can't
off.
beast.
see Luke
He's a
Musgrave making
rampaging
those plays,
rhinoceros.
but he's making
He's out there
plays.
looking like Gronkowski.
Right,
For
he
But
sure.
is.
but
Shout
he
out
makes
to me
plays.
was
That's the thing.
looking like Michael Finley out there doing what Michael Finley used to do, stretching the field.
It doesn't matter if you're a number one pick or a number three pick. It's about who make plays on the field. That's what football is about. That's why people love football. You know
So
what I mean?
here's my question then. What I would ask, right? If you see receivers are struggling. This is the sports, period, right? The Pat Connaughton thing, the Marjon Beauchamp. Uh, for me, it's just like establishing a line of, all right, now we've gone too far at this point, because I don't think that you get better by getting benched, right? We do have to get back to you to try and work on your confidence to get
Right.
it back, but there is a point when it's too much now, and we do have to pull it back. So for me, where, or for you, I would ask, is where is that point for you when you start to say, all right, enough is enough when it comes to, let's say, Romeo Dobbs. He is the subject of this conversation.
Right.
Enough is
When for you would you pull it back?
if he's that good, you either prove it or you get traded. Because I'll be damned if I let a 6th-round worthy pick give me a locker room problem. You know what I mean? Like that don't make sense for anybody.
And, and I'm
That
right
can't
there with you.
be a thing.
I'm right
That
there
can't
with
be
you.
a
Like I said, I want to hear from him. And if it is exactly how they're reporting it, for me, you're fired. I wouldn't even trade you. I just cut you, and you
yeah.
could figure something out. You're done. If it's exactly how they're being reported, but
I'm
because that's
saying
my response, I want you to at least speak for yourself.
if you're
You
Randy
tell me
Moss,
what it is you.
if you're Aaron Rodgers,
Hold on
you
1 second.
know
Bleacher Report boss, what have you heard about Romeo Dobbs? Like exactly what have you heard on your end?
Well, they pretty much said that people from the Packers organization saying there's two sides of the story, and they saying that it feel like it's one sided with uh with Romeo
Roman.
The
Dobbs
cover,
their
the
side
cover.
versus
Yeah, I read that too.
mine. But like I said, my thing why I'm like on my position because he cleared his Instagram, all the pictures, all the everything. Like if it's like a
yeah.
just team, you won't do that. You know, it's something that you won't do. It's something with the team. I just felt like if you didn't show up that one day and they had to come to your house because they went to his house the day like that Thursday after they go to practice, then they
Yeah,
didn't go to next practice. So I'm just like, I understand what you're saying, but you know, that give him a chance to say something, but it's like this is actually just showing. Like I'm a little mad at him right now still because we trying to win a championship. We don't got time for this. Well, you give me the ball good enough. Like,
I'm
come
right
on.
there with. I'm
I'm
not in
not mad at
opposition.
him.
I'm
His
not in
numbers
opposition.
are down. He got 169 yards so far this year on 12 catches all year.
I guess
But
that's just where my. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Pronte.
I
Okay.
just feel like he ain't never established himself. So how can we say his numbers are down or up? Like that's my point about him. He's he's elevated his own value, and it doesn't make sense for him. Like he's hurting his own market, and I don't
Well,
understand it. Like
I got what's going
you
on
have
though
to
too.
prove that you're a player. This is not college.
Right.
And I think that he's in a college mindset where they say I'm a number one receiver, I'm a number one receiver. No, that ain't how this works. Especially when you competing, you gotta compete. That means you gotta make plays when the plays are to be made. Like not one game. I never seen Romo Dobbs be consistent for more than 2 games. Never.
Really?
Who? What
Really?
not,
Like last year, he had here's some stuff, right? I do have to push back on this, right? You do know realize like statistically, Romeo Dobbs had the highest percentage of contested catches of any receiver in the league last year, right? That's a fact.
Dobbs is not a star, man. I can tell you that right now. If you
He's
I'll
wanna
say
it's
he
bat
just
on
a
him,
played
fact,
solid
bro.
last year.
he is not a star.
674
He's a
yards. He had
number
8
Yeah,
3 wide
touchdowns
receiver
last
at
year.
best.
He
He's
had
a
I'm just
eight
number
giving you
three.
facts
touchdowns
with that.
last year. 8 touchdowns,
He's a
674.
number three receiver at best. Now I promise you that.
Our two playoff games, he was the leading receiver in both of them.
Uh,
And our
he's
two
good.
playoff
He's solid. He's a solid receiver with
Yeah,
upside.
like we're not finna inflate our. That's what we did. That's what the Bucks do. We're not finna inflate Romeo Dobbs. Romeo Dobbs is not a superstar, or we would have saw it
Just
already.
a real quick about the Bucks, just to put this out there, they had 23 turnovers tonight. Carry on.
Yeah, it's
Woo,
with the Bucks.
yeah.
crazy,
Uh,
crazy. I just
Crazy.
so
I
that's just my thing. I'm
Dobbs.
not saying that. I'm not saying like you. Some of the players that you threw out before, he is absolutely not in the same weight class as a Justin Jefferson
Right.
or a Devontae. Right? I'm not saying that, but I'm also not saying that he's
What up,
Marjon
Valerie?
Bochamp either. That's for
I
me. That's a bridge
at
too far.
best right now he's a
That's a
number three.
bridge too far.
At best right now he's a number three receiver. He's not even T Higgins. Like come on now, like he's not a number two receiver. He hasn't produced like one. Like that's my point. Like
Facts.
dude is not produced like one. Let's be honest. Like,
Are we just talking about this year? Or are we talking about generally speaking?
we talking about every year. I'm talking about every year. I know
And
whatever.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That for me is the pushback. This year, I absolutely agree with you.
Last year,
He was
neither.
This year,
no,
but last
he was
year,
cool last year.
highest.
Now we're not gonna do that. Now I'm not gonna
I am
let you just
going to
throw
do
him
that.
under the bus.
And
Dials
I'm
was
Yeah,
doing
solid
that.
that
last
for me
year.
is a bridge
The
too
Packers
far.
had
Last
no
year, he led the
clear
league,
number
not the
one receiver.
Packers. He led the
He's
league in
benefiting from
contested catches.
unpredictability, though. That's all he's benefiting from. He's not making plays like a number two receiver or a number one receiver. Let's be honest.
But
Like, none of the
so I
Packers
would
are.
ask you this, Stan. I would ask you this. I've seen the miscatches this year. I remember what they looked like in Brett Favre's first year. None of them looked good. But last year, what was his
He
drop
had
rate? What was his drop rate?
Romeo guys would disappear 5 games at a time. Like, come on now, man.
I'm
Like, let's
not
be
gonna do
honest.
that now.
Yeah,
I think
nah.
he
Five.
You
played
just have
solid
to do
last
that.
year.
Go
I
back
think
to
he
last
really
year and look
played
at 5
solid.
games in a row.
Yeah,
I bet
nah.
you he didn't have more than 50 yards a catch.
Nah.
50 yards a game. I go look at last year.
I'm
He might
telling you what he was doing
he
last year,
had
bro.
big games,
I
then he
love your
have
opinions.
silent
I'm out on
for
that one.
5 games in a row. All right.
I
We
love
gonna
your
see.
opinions. I'm
Hey, the
just out on
Packers
that.
gonna do something. We
I
about to
can't
see
agree with
Monday
that.
right around the corner. I
They're not gonna
guarantee
do
something
nothing.
come out.
They're not gonna do nothing.
I
They don't keep
guarantee
Romeo
something
guys.
come out. And I
They don't
want
But
to
keep
this
pivot
year,
Romeo
no
guys.
doubt.
back to the Bucks real quick. Hey, Beauchamp struggled again.
They all did. What happened to them from the
They
second
collapsed
quarter?
in the second half.
Oh gosh. So
Sorry,
I
do we have any
but
word what happened with Gary Trent Jr.? What happened with him?
Hyperextended elbow. So
who?
that's 2 to 6 weeks.
Who?
Gary
Gary.
Trent
Hyperextended.
Jr.
What did he do?
He
Hyperextended
dropped
his elbow on the screen.
guy's arm in there.
Yeah.
Better now than later in the season.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, you're right, man.
Get it out the way. Get it out the way. Definitely got to get it out the way. I thought our
So with
starters looked good. I thought Dame looked unbelievable in the first quarter. I think
They
he
look
came out and did what he wanted to do, and then he just coasted. Like he wanted to show everybody, like, "Hey, relax. I'm still. It is what you thought. Just relax." And then he
but
just kind of chilled out.
you know what? Dame look good, but for me it's like that don't matter. Not for Dame. I mean, Dame is a good player, but for the Bucks ain't gonna win because Dame look good. That's my point. Like not in the East, not this year. They all gotta look good, so it don't
That's
matter.
a fair point. Okay, you pulled
Like
it
that don't
back
matter.
around. I see how you
Like
pulled it back together. Okay, yeah. That's fair.
Dame gonna look like it gotta be the team. This is gonna be a this is gonna be a more
Yeah, the
difficult
Knicks
year than
look
last.
dangerous. I watched some of that Knicks game. Knicks looked all right.
Like Dame looking good ain't gonna matter as much as the team looking like they in sync. You see what I'm saying? Like because that's gonna make a. We got quality teams in the East now. Like
Right.
so, you gonna have to be in sync. Like
But
I
that's
want
why
to
we
see
were saying
Dame with.
Middleton's health is one of the most key things to
I
this
want.
whole
That's
run.
what I'm saying. I want
Like
to see Dame,
Middleton.
Middleton, and Giannis look in sync on the court together.
Right.
Matters. You know that matters. One person looking good. We know Giannis can look good for a game.
Right.
Dame can look good individually. We need to see them look good together. And Middleton, we need to see them all look good because that's what matters. You
I
know,
agree.
like just a team game. Like Dame did look good. Now I ain't, but Giannis gonna look good. Khris Middleton, but can they look good on the court together? And that's the Buck. That's why don't nobody believe in the Bucks. They don't believe. They know they all three got good players. They don't believe that they can look good together.
Together, yeah.
or the
And
health.
that's
And the
yeah
health.
or
Yep.
help.
And the health
But
is
we have
key.
never saw them look good together. We have never saw them together because they always injured. You know,
And now Gary
That's right.
Trent is injured. So now Pat Connaughton might get more playing time. I guarantee he gonna
exactly.
get
That's my
more
point.
playing time.
That's my point. The golf buddy, who play the game or to play the I know people game. That's why he play. He know people. They
I
like
know
Doc
people
like his
sound
golf game.
wild.
I'm telling you, Doc
Hey,
like how he golf, so he gonna
that's a,
play him.
hey,
That's
might,
buddy.
he
That's a
might got too many
golfing
good
buddy.
stories to, like tell. Like, yeah, if you guys try to bitch me or get rid, I'm gonna tell you some dig stories, get you guys in trouble. So,
Yeah,
I
man.
did
Like
like the way
dude
we
is a buddy.
first.
Hey, DeLon Wright looked
Like
all right out there too. DeLon Wright looked okay. Gary Trent looked like what we expected from him. It looked like early hands in the passing
He
lane,
did.
3 floater, everything we wanted.
No,
We
they look
saw
good.
at least what we got. We know what we
But
got
Lopez
in
look like
Gary
he in a
Trent.
contract year. That's good for the Bucks. Contract year book is good for the Bucks. I'm gonna
Right.
say it right now. Contract year book Lopez is gonna
This
give
is
it
a
his all.
contract year for Connaughton too.
Well,
Oh,
not we
he
don't care
gone.
about
Out
Connaughton.
of here,
It don't matter.
man.
Yeah, Connaughton is playing his own game. I'm the buddy of everybody on the team. How can you feel me?
Right. Everybody likes me. I'm the guy.
Everybody likes me. I
I'm
can
the
I
guy.
can drive the ball. Doc likes me. Giannis likes me. Damian likes you. Can't, you
That's why
Y'all
he
like,
But I'm
can't
gonna tell you
lose.
what.
He can't lose.
I'm gonna tell you what though. What from what I was seeing, and as much as I would like Pat Connaughton to be either in another uniform or holding a clipboard or whatever, when the other young brothers behind him came in,
yeah.
they all
I would.
looked like cheeks.
Mm-hmm.
Like cheeks. What's the final score? 130 something to
Yeah, we
45.
got our
Like
head
that.
beat in.
what's the
Right.
score?
120 to
So
87. 120 to
that therein
87.
lies the issue. There is that Pat Connaughton is not being pushed to the sideline, right?
No.
From what I saw, I'm seeing Ajax lead fast breaks and don't know what to do. Like he's sitting there
I
trying to
mean, I
throw an
saw him
alley
getting the
He
oop.
lives
struggled today
blocked.
too. Ajax struggled today.
How you getting a live
Yeah,
blocked? They know you ain't dunking. They know you ain't going enough about it. They blocking your lives. Like, come on.
we saw Marjon doing his shenanigans. Back to it again,
Yeah,
right?
AJ Johnson was 1 of 8.
I saw AJ Johnson calling off a play to go 1-on-5. That to me is an immediate timeout. Stop
Right.
whatever it is you're gonna
Right.
do.
Where you
Stop.
think you at, brother?
Stop.
Where
Go
you
to the bench
think?
Stop.
right now.
Right.
Go to the
Sit
bench.
him down. Right.
Time out. Go
Like
to the bench.
like they
You
were
know?
calling a play and he's legitimately like nah and started doing like his Jamal Crawford. Stop. 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 I don't know what
Hey,
you're about to do. It's wrong. You're circling the wrong answer on. Stop. 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 So these young
Bro,
guys,
that really
the only
is
reason I'm
that.
not going nuclear
that?
is because this is when you need them to make their mistakes, right? Um, I like the defense, the new defense that I saw for
Yep,
the
I
first
agree.
quarter,
The switching
right?
is way better now.
the first
Yeah,
quarter was good. Like, really
right.
good.
I like how they're utilizing Brook Lopez. I
Yeah.
think it looks
That's
even
your
better with
post guy.
Giannis. Say again.
They got him in the post finally. I was like, good.
And he's not
I,
doing drop coverage. That's the most key. He's not doing the drop coverage.
Well, and there's this thing that I mean, like I'll wait for somebody to put up like a video. I don't have like the equipment or the time to put up videos or whatever. But there are times when like if there is a switch and someone is late out to their man, I've send Brook Lopez a couple of times to play like stopgap, wait until the man comes in and his hustle back. Like the communication on that is very good, right?
Yep.
And so the first quarter, it looked very good. The first quarter.
really,
With the
Now,
starters, with most of the starters, it looked
with
different.
the starters look
right,
good. It was
right.
the
The
young guys that
second
look
quarter,
terrible.
Yeah,
I
in
don't
the
know
They
what
got
they
second
were
half,
doing.
it looked terrible. That's why I went live. I was like, oh, no, these cats look crazy right now. I was like, let me
And
hit
that's
the start
Pat
button.
Connaughton,
I'm like, these cats look
they
crazy.
look
and that's what keeps Pat
23
Connaughton.
turnovers. 23.
But you gotta
So
understand
Oh,
though,
my bad, 24. They must have got one
They
right
playing
before the game
Detroit though.
ended. 24
Got-
turnovers.
Everybody on Detroit trying to make a team, so
Yeah.
like it makes a
oh,
difference.
for sure.
Like
I mean, like I'm not extrapolating like
no,
that. Detroit.
I'm saying versus our young guys. Everybody in Detroit is in like the same. They like level. You know what I mean? So
and and they got steamrolled last year. They were like they were historically bad. So they just
Right.
weren't like one of the worst teams that we're talking about. The Detroit Pistons were looking like the 0-16 Detroit Lions last year. How
True.
many different times did they go on like these losing streaks where they were saying these guys, if they lose another game, it's like the longest losing. Like that's what they were
Right.
doing.
They just kept doing it.
that is
Right.
So every game is an opportunity for them to say, "Look, we've turned the page. That's the great equalizer. A new season. We're all 0-0. We're not going to be that team." My only frustration is that's what I want from the Bucks as well. We weren't as bad as the Pistons. We didn't win the championship either. So I want
Fair Amtrak.
them to feel like we're not wasting a game, we're not wasting a half, we're not wasting a quarter. We need to put our foot in somebody's behind too. And I get
Thank you.
the need to put the younger guys in, and there's just a lot of work because those
You
young
know
guys.
what? My thing is like the coaching staff plays a part in the preseason. It's how you motivate your team. It's how you prepare for preseason. You know, like do you take it seriously or not? I don't think Doc takes it seriously. So my thing is like Giannis didn't play because he was injured. You see what I'm saying? No reason. He just didn't want
And
to
I
play.
think he's in conservation mode as well,
That's what I'm
right?
saying.
So
Like
yeah,
Middleton's very practical. So I think that it's just like I'm not gonna play. I don't really care about the preseason. It's about value. The Bucks look like they didn't value the preseason in that game, and that's they want to make a good quick statement, and then they just like, okay, we good, we finna sit out.
And that's what Antrax was just saying. I saw your comment, bro. He was like, "This is they're working on lineup schemes and trying to get people to figure it
yeah.
out, not to look too much into it either way." But like you said, when the starters was in there and Dame, they looked different. They got on their helmet right away. And then, like you said, once everybody saw, okay, they actually okay, all right. Then it's like, all right. So then we just chilled out, and then it just was what it was with the young dudes.
So
And
for me,
it's
it's just
similar. I'm sorry, go
just
ahead. I
for
didn't
me,
mean
I
to
put
step on.
all three together to see if they can do that, duplicate that same type of. How does Giannis and the improvement with Giannis and Dame and Middleton, Giannis and
Right,
Dame? That's what it really comes down to. At the end of the day, when you're gonna beat New York and Boston, it's gonna come down to them three. You know, so how do they function together? And that's the chemistry between them three is gonna matter. And I think if the Bucks discount that this year, they're gonna find themselves out in the first round again.
yep,
Because it's about them three having chemistry with each other when it matters the most. And we all know that's what it's gonna be about. So for them to not play them and see how they play together, see if they can execute together, is a mistake to me. Like they have to make sure that they execute, because that's what it's gonna come down to. You got Paul George, Embiid, and Maxey, right?
right.
And you got Jalen
The Knicks,
Brown in the Knicks with they three. I mean, you got to make sure that your three is ready to go to play together, and they have more continuity. They know what they're doing out there. That's what's gonna come down to at the end of the day. That's the Bucks winning the championship or not. And if they don't put them three on the court together at some point and get them all playing in sync, that's where the trouble is gonna be. And that's what
I,
that was the problem last year to
I
me.
think they will. If
yeah.
I were a betting, if I were a betting man, I would say you see Giannis from about. So we
I
have
know
four
y'all,
preseason.
but it's
I think he
always Chris
plays.
Middleton for me.
So I think Giannis plays two, and I think Chris Middleton plays two. If I were a betting man, I don't bet, but if I were a gambling man, I would say that those two guys in particular play two games. So the next one, I
Not in
think it's
preseason. I'm talking about like, is Chris Middleton gonna play enough games in the regular season?
on the
I'm
regular season. Yeah,
want Mills to play the regular.
to me, is I mean, there's a bunch of. That's why I didn't get mad. Like I was listening to the pregame or
Yeah.
whatever, and Kendrick Perkins made some comment about the Bucks. They did good in the off season. They didn't do great. They went out and got a whole bunch of knives and forks and butter knives to bring to a gunfight. And I
Man,
was like, Kendrick
he's a
Perkins is
hater,
calling
man.
another
He
player a
all
knife or a butter
No.
knife.
We don't
Like,
listen to dude.
but part
He's
of
a
me,
plastic spoon. So what are you talking about?
Kendrick Perkins is like a lifelong participant in Shaqtin' a Fool. Like I remember
Right.
time where Kendrick Perkins is trying to do behind the back passes to the halfway base. You making that comment? The defensiveness, the
You
Yeah.
defensive Milwaukee
right.
fan in me would have just flamed him for like the rest of the. But the other part of me, and I've said this before in this chat, was that for me, I'm no longer like the indignant fan. The Bucks have put up 3 years of average mediocre results with all of those
Yes.
expectations around. Not getting past
Mm-hmm.
the second round in 3 years, not getting past the first round past the first round in 2 years. If we're going to change the narrative around, it has to come from consistently good play. I personally feel like you, Ponte. I think they missed an opportunity, but I'm not like steaming about it. Like you know what I mean? Because I don't. I I listened to a person talk about establishing dominance and what it means to do that, and it's by taking nothing for granted, by locking in and just being that super
Right.
focused team the entire time. But they are between a rock and a hard place, I believe, because they do have to find where their support is going to come in. It wasn't just the Damian, Giannis lack of synergy that was a problem last year. Our
Mm-hmm.
support, our second team, was horrific. When those guys went down, we had nobody.
Right.
We had no. Thank goodness for Khris Middleton channeling Michael Jordan or whatever. Otherwise, we'd have lost by the same amount of points that we lost to tonight. So
Facts.
I'm seeing
That's
these
very
younger
true.
guys
That's
in,
very true.
right?
I hear
I'm
you,
seeing
but
these younger guys. I think they have like effort. I would like to them to have better just situational on court awareness. Case in point, while we were talking about Romeo Dobbs, I'm sitting there and I'm looking at Stanley Amude. He's like one of the new guys. He
Yeah.
gets the ball. There's a player barreling down on this dude. Rather than pump fake him and watch this guy do the Pat Connaughton flyby, Umude is exactly the type of player that Connaughton hopes still exists in the league. He didn't try to throw a fake. He didn't try to throw any kind of subterfuge. He just said, here, swat the ball away and end up on the highlight reel, right? So Smith can curse me out. Like, you know what I mean? That's what Umude did, right?
my
We
thing,
got
like
AJ. Go ahead, I'm
Smith,
sorry.
we know we top heavy. That's why
Right.
we got to get our players with continuity. They don't have the continuity, and they always act like they don't need it, and that's what troubles me. Like they
That's
always act
fair.
like they don't need to be on the court together. They don't need to practice with each other, and that's a lie. That's the biggest lie they telling themselves. That's not true. Y'all are going to win it with y'all. Like you
Mhm.
ain't. Amude is not going to win you a championship. Dame, Giannis, and Khris Middleton is going to win the championship. And if they don't get
For sure.
continuity, they
If
not
those
going.
guys are going, we're not gonna
Oh
win,
my god.
right? But we do need somebody to hold it down in the time. That's why I wanted to see those guys in the game, right?
Yeah,
Because in addition to what
but I don't
the
like why
five
they.
look like,
I just
I
don't like
wanted
they
to see
pretend
who
like they
leads
don't
our
need.
second line.
They pretend
Go
like they
ahead,
don't
I'm
need to
sorry.
be on the page. I don't like that they pretend like it's not a real thing that they need to be. And you know what I mean? Like it's absolutely a real thing. Like and they
For
pretend
sure,
like that, and it's not true. That's just not
for
true, and that's
sure,
never. As long as they keep that attitude, they ain't gonna be on the same page. And that's my point. Like they have to get serious about their relationship with one another and say
What's
like,
good,
look,
Hafiz?
we gonna win a championship. Us three, Khris
Right.
Middleton, Dame, and Giannis
Because
is gonna win.
that's what it's gonna take. That's what it's
I
gonna take.
agree. I would me as a fan, I would like to have seen those guys.
Me
If I'm
too.
a coach, though, I do recognize the rock and the hard place in between, right? Because we are watching someone in a Khris Middleton, and I love
Yeah.
Khris Middleton. But what he did in the playoffs against the Pacers, he was the only one there. But we're looking at someone that it very often feels like if you blow like a strong breeze at him, the brother might break,
The
right?
vibrate. Yeah,
That's not that's you're not in a benefit, and he's coming off of a double ankle surgery. He hasn't even been
yeah.
cleared for 5 for
Right.
5s yet. He still hasn't been cleared yet. I'm listening to the because I'm eating it all up now, right?
Right.
We're now full on fan mode, right? So I'm
Yeah.
consuming everything.
I'm like,
I'm
man,
listening to him in his what do you call it, media day interview. The rest of the team did their conditioning test.
yeah.
He said that at the time he didn't feel like he was fit enough to do it, so he pulled the vet card and said, "I'm going to do it on another day." And I'm listening to that and I'm doing this because that's exactly what I don't want to hear.
Right.
Now, what kind of made it easier for me to take was me seeing him and saying, all right, he does look like he's dropped weight. Because that's my concern.
Right.
Was that if coming off of surgery, how much were you able to do? Were you able to keep your weight down? And it's not just keeping your weight down. I don't just want skinny guys. I want guys who are in shape, physical shape to play the game
Right.
of basketball. And from what I'm hearing, and I can only go by what I'm hearing because I can't see it. It could all be code speak.
Right.
But from hearing, he's passed the test as far as that is concerned. And so they're now trying to manage him. They're trying to manage. So you're between a rock and a hard place. You got to find out, if anything, what you can get from some of these younger guys, because they have to be a stopgap in between these older guys.
I
Because we'll
agree.
also drop the usage rate. We all watched Giannis make it to just about the finish line. He could look at the playoffs. We were 2 steps away from the
Oh,
playoffs, and he goes down with a soft tissue injury, done for the year. So for me, everyone's usage rate has to drop. We all have to carry our share of the water. Which one
Right.
of you younger guys are we going to keep? And which one of you younger guys are going to be playing for the Shanghai Sharks, right? I think Marjan had already probably has a plane ticket waiting for him.
in the bag already, ready to go for him already.
Right.
He ready.
Right? If it were up to me, it's not. Thank goodness it's not, because Pat Connaughton wouldn't have played tonight. But I guess what's annoying is that as much as we jump on Pat Connaughton, the guys who were supposed to be, this was your shot, bro.
And they
This is
dropped
your
the
shot.
ball. They dropped the ball. They dropped the
This is where
ball.
you make your argument. This
Yeah,
is
but we ain't that young team though. Like that's the thing. Like I see, we was like the Houston Rockets. We had #1 picks and stuff like that. Like that makes sense. It don't make sense for the Bucks. So to even believe in those young players just don't make sense. You know what I
they
mean?
got the
Like we got
they got the
our vets gonna have to carry us because we don't get high picks. To believe in a second round pick is crazy. You know what I mean? Like that's not logical at all. So my thing is
you
like
got to give me something. You can't just you're getting paid to play basketball. I feel at this point some of
that's
these dudes.
in the NFL, yeah, but in NBA, no. Most picks in the NBA are bust. Like a lot of them, like almost 75% of them. So
Well, the Bucks
you
are
know,
definitely living up to that. The
huh?
Bucks are definitely living up to that right now, because there's a lot
But
of these guys who look like, if they don't have one of the, like, they don't even know how to play. I'm not talking
That's
about
fair.
look like these guys look like if they don't have one of the regulars in there with them, or two,
Everything
they
that
don't even
everything
I'm
falls apart.
my point
yeah,
is
they don't
like
even know how to play. And certain
look at
people
the
are no longer going to get the benefit of the doubt. So Ajax, you're not getting the benefit of the doubt anymore when it comes to not knowing about spacing and whatnot. This is your second year. AJ Green, you're not getting the benefit of the doubt anymore. Although I think I
I
like
feel
the
you,
way AJ.
Jonathan Porter. We still talking about it.
Yeah,
and the pre
and 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 I think, like I said, I think uh, I liked what I saw
Great
from
point, Patricia.
I like what I saw from, like, our new guys, not the rookies, like our new guy, like Torian Prince. Torian Prince had like a super block tonight
Right.
and shut the dude down. I like what I saw from Gary Trent Jr. real quick. Uh,
I
DeLon
Yep.
think
Wright had a
Facts pass. Yep.
I like the way the Bucks look. I mean, this preseason, I like the way they looked because I know the first quarter the only quarter that mattered was the first quarter. To me, honestly,
good.
I'm not looking for nothing from the young guys because they're not gonna play. So I'm not really worried about them. I know they're not playing, especially with Doc being a coach. They're not playing anyway. So my thing is like the first quarter, if that's the team we getting, we gonna run through some teams. So without Giannis, that was without Giannis. So or Khris Middleton on the court. That defense, whatever scheme they ran, it was legit.
Yeah,
So
Right.
that's what I said. The rotations look
That's
great.
the other thing.
so
That's
my
the other
thing is
right.
I want to see that I'm looking long term. I just because I don't trust Khris Middleton because he already doing what you said, Mr. Smith. It's like, I don't need to pass a physical. Like what? You don't need to pass a physical? What?
I couldn't believe it.
Doing this
I
again?
couldn't believe it.
Like,
With all of the energy that surrounds you, that's what
Right.
just
that's the
happened just now.
always the current because Middleton is the reason why Giannis gets injured. He's the reason why because everybody has to overextend themselves because he's not playing.
Right.
That's what's causing the strain on the team, and we got to be honest. And just because he showed up in a playoff game, don't mean he let the team down for the whole season. The strain on the team became because Middleton's a 15 to 20 point player a game. Now you got to make up for that just to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, you got to play harder to make the playoffs than you would have to because he's never playing.
because he's moonlighting as a basketball player, as a full-time player.
He said
I
he's
don't
moonlighting as a
as a
basketball
full
player.
as
It's
a full
crazy.
as a full-time as a full because when he's there, he's
What?
what can't be denied. What can't be denied. It's a frustrating thing watching it, right? Because what absolutely can't be denied by anyone with common
That was
sense watching
wild.
what he does bring to the game
All
when
right.
he's on. He's a brilliant facilitator of the ball. He's a great complement to what it is we do because he's like a diet Kevin Durant in that he can seamlessly mold his offense around whatever it is you're doing. Some people
Right.
can't. A lot. I don't think Giannis can. I don't think
Mhm.
Damian can. I
Right.
think you really have to work those guys in. I think Khris Middleton, players like him, Kevin
Right.
Durant can just come in and immediately work with whatever it is you got. That is brilliant basketball when he plays. But I absolutely agree that when you are like a part-time basketball player, then everyone else has to carry extra of the water. The
Right.
reason why I push back a little bit when it comes to the younger guys is because their rotations are going to be at least 10 men in the regular season. If they try to shorten it to 8 men and do what Tom Thibodeau does, that's why everyone getting like super duper excited about the Knicks. In the back of my mind, I'm like, Tom
We know
Thibodeau is still the coach. He might break that machine by
he
game
run
30.
everybody down. You
Yeah,
know that.
exactly. Right. And we certainly cannot do that. We cannot afford to do that. Now, the Knicks are hoping that Tom Thibodeau has learned from their mistakes
But I
because
feel
they
like
essentially were in the same box that we were in last year.
Right.
All of their key guys
didn't we
broke
do
down
that
at the
last
last
year
minute.
though? That's
Say
what we
again.
did last year. We had Giannis playing 40 minutes a game almost for like a week
Yeah.
in game. Man, we
Right.
did that last year. That's exactly what we did last year. We pulled
Right.
a time though last year. That's why we didn't make it.
Yeah.
And
Right.
but
We
part
ran
of
out
that,
of gas. We blew
part
our
of
load
that
Exactly.
early in the season. Ran out of gas.
Among
was
other things.
playing, and that's the part that don't matter. The way our contracts are, like we can only get certain talent, and all our talent is bottled up in that top three. And if the third player that's making that much money ain't playing, that puts a lot of pressure on guys that you know ain't even getting paid to do what you tell them.
What you're asking them to do. Right. To produce in the way
So
you're
that's
asking them to produce.
so that's
No,
gonna
that's
be a big
fair.
deal. That's gonna be a big deal.
No,
Khris
no,
Middleton.
that's a great point. I'm gonna do a little last words here. I'm gonna start off with Bleach Report boss. Then we gonna end with the great Mr. Smith and Pronte here. Go ahead, Bleach Report boss. We gonna start with you.
All right, I appreciate the conversation between you, everybody on here. That's pretty.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
was
it's dope, right?
yeah,
For
I really enjoyed myself thinking, listening to you guys. But overall, good Packer win. We see what happens tomorrow with Dobbs and see if they, handle it out. Whatever happens, we'll, handle it out. We'll talk about it when it happens. But for the Bucks run game right now, we got to see what happens with the rotation after that, and hope that Gary Trent Jr. is okay. And but I agree. I got so high takes for this team this year. If they can just keep it together and bring it together, then we can should go and win a championship this year. But I understand what Project's saying, and it's you got we staying humble to the point we don't know what's going to happen in the future. So I just believe that this team can do it. But the Packers, as Eric McKinney's been that dude for us. He's
he's
been
our best player. He's
every
our
He
game.
best player.
is
I
a
got
superstar.
he's been
Yep.
there for every game. So other than that, good.
Also, I just want to chime in on your point too with the Packers. And I saw Patricia and other people saying it in the comments section. The offensive line has to be better.
They
Yes.
have
That have
that.
to be better. And I won't say I'd say this: the run blocking is okay. The pass
Yeah.
blocking is awful. The run
No,
blocking isn't bad. It's the pass blocking that they're having an issue with. I keep going. I just wanted to throw that in there that the offensive line has to get better. Has to get
it
better.
get better. And then like when they we guys talked earlier about the blockings, stuff. I was pretty much most time it was just more 6 guys and they can block. But at the same time, I seen Jacobs whiff on a block here or there, and I'm not gonna lie, that's why I saw it. And I'm like, if you they said the same thing about Luke Musgrave. If you ain't gonna block, you're not gonna
Yeah, he
play.
can't. Yeah, he's
Right.
terrible. Yeah.
You ain't gonna block, you ain't gonna play. It go everything, even high school, junior, anything. Like if you don't block, don't care how fast you is, you ain't playing.
Right.
That's it. So I'm good with that, man. So I'm happy. I have this week they won, but next week won't be another good burner game for them.
I'm gonna get your super chat in 1 second, Monalando. Salute. Go ahead, finish up. What you saying, Bleach Report boss?
Yeah, I'm happy with the Packers win. Bucks, they got destroyed today, but it's just a preseason game. It's one game right now. Just worry about next game.
Yeah.
That's
On you,
good.
Pronte.
I mean, the Packers 3-2. That's good. They ain't found their stride. They real sloppy. They still real sloppy and they winning. So last year, just think about where we were, and we made the playoffs. We made a run. So even though we're super sloppy, we're still better off than we were last year, right now to
Right.
this point.
Great.
So that's something to say. They just got a lot of things they got to clean up. Romeo Dobbs got to get his head out of his butt. And let's be honest, like, bro,
Right.
you have to prove that you a receiver in this league. Like, you ain't even proved. I don't understand his mindset. But if that's like Mr. B, we don't give Mr. Smith said we don't give him a benefit of the doubt. However, if that's what it is, come on, man. The NFL is not a walk in the park, man. They don't give you nothing in the NFL. So I don't know
Right.
what you talk. Like, you got to prove that
Respect and
you're out
receptions are earned.
out the league just by not proving yourself and doing what you just did.
Facts.
Because, like, I mean, I looked at the Rams. They were down to their third receiver, and he performed better than you did in any game this year.
That's
Exactly.
What's his
valid.
name?
That's valid.
Atwell performed better than
Yeah.
any Robert Dodge performed in any game this year. And it doesn't make sense. So my thing is like Romeo Dodge has to understand that you have to humble yourself, young man. You haven't done anything yet. Like you haven't done anything in the league. You just because you're on a team that you don't respect, because that's a lack of respect of your organization, to me. And that's your fault. And you will find yourself out the league real quick acting like
Yeah.
that. So be careful. Be careful. He has to be careful because he hasn't done what he think he's done in this league yet. So he has to be careful. But the Packers, they're good. Jordan Love has to stop making boneheaded plays though.
It's the Favre gene. It's just the Favre gene in him.
Ever wear a Favre jersey again?
Yeah. Burn it. Burn it.
Play burn the Favre gene. We love Favre, but we know what Favre used to do. And it's
Right. Right. Right.
it is, but the Packers have something. They just sloppy.
Right.
They had to clean up sloppiness, man. And it starts with the offensive line for sure. I feel like that left side is not pass blocking well at all. They coming off that left side like a hurricane, like it's a tornado coming every time. And teams are starting. It must be on tape because teams are starting to produce the same thing every week. So the Packers got to shore that up. Whatever's going on with Jenkins, Jacobs, and what's his name? Whitaker? Is it
Rasheed
Whitaker?
Walker. Rasheed
Walker?
Walker. Yeah.
Y'all got to figure that out because that pass they are miscommunicating. All they running free. I mean that interception. I mean that that dude didn't even get touched. I
Right.
mean,
He
and that
came. Yeah.
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
the third.
He took a beeline to
That's a
to
fact.
Jordan Love.
That was the
That's a
third
fact.
play in a row that happened. It was like 3 plays in a row where a dude came off that side and didn't get touched.
Right.
I'm like, y'all doing over there? And you standing at the line of scrimmage still. Like that don't make sense to me. And we saw that the first game, the second game, and the third game. And that's a trend. And I think teams are picking up on that. So the Packers got to watch out for that.
Right.
As far as the Bucks, I'm not worried about anything in the preseason. Like I said, I will make a decision on the Bucks when I see all three of those players play at once. So I know that's when we see what team we got. But I was encouraged because Dame was hot. He's ready to go. You can tell. And I was encouraged by the way they was actually just shutting down the team they played. They couldn't even score for a minute. Like they couldn't even score. Man, that Giannis wasn't even on the court. So as well as Brook Lopez played on defense without Giannis protecting him,
Yeah,
I
it
think
looks even better. Right. Right.
I guess it's more bad. The defense is going to be better
Great
with
point.
Giannis. So I feel like the defense is going to be strong. I feel like the Packers are in better shape than we think they are. But they have to clean. They have to stop being so. All those penalties,
Yep.
that slide is becoming a pattern now. So they got to clean that up. Drop passes, penalties on offense, clean that up. But Xavier McKinney, the best free agent pickup we had since Charles Woodson.
Facts.
So That dude is the truth. He almost had 3 picks in one game. He's scary back there. Like that's the
Right.
best safety right now, and that's the bottom line. He's the leader of the team. Jair, when he come back, that secondary. But I'm scared about that defensive line.
Yeah.
That's what worries me. And Quay Walker, of course, because I don't know what he doing.
Quay
Like
Walker got some low football. Oh, I could do a whole
this,
blog just on
this is
Quay
why I
Walker
keep
out
like
there not
lowest
looking.
I ever.
I see him. He don't know what he should do. He'll just do this. And then wait, I'm like,
But
So if you want
man,
to compare a player to Marjon, that's your comparison.
yeah, Quay
He's
Walker,
not.
yeah.
yes,
He is kidding.
yes,
That
100%, 100%. I'm like,
Disappointing.
put number 56 in the game, please. Put Cooper in the game, please, because Quay Walker don't know what he.
Yeah,
You
he
can
don't look
tell
sure of
Cooper.
himself.
You can tell he has football instinct. Quay Walker be like this, huh? What's going on? Oh man, he ran right past you, dog. The pass over your head.
Right.
So it's
But
like, but I still think the Packers gonna figure it out at the end of the year. I still think the Bucks are in very good shape, especially the fact that they're not overdogs; they're underdogs now. I think that's
Right.
motivating. Damian, Giannis, and hopefully Khris Middleton is healthy. You know, because if he's healthy, the Bucks are a clear championship team. To me, that's how I feel. But I think without them they might be. But if he's healthy, Khris Middleton, they're a championship team. But so I think we in good position, y'all. You know, rest in peace, Brewer.
Appreciate you.
Go ahead, Smith. I'm done.
Appreciate you. No, that was great. Hey, great content from everybody. Go ahead, Ms. Smith.
I would say, just building off of what everyone said, Romeo, I don't know if you're listening. I don't know what you're doing on a Sunday night. Me giving you the benefit of the doubt is only because of what my response would be if it is as bad as they're making it out. Because I don't care if you are Devontae Adams. If you legit made 2 practices and did not want to come in because you throwing a temper tantrum, you could have been Randy Moss. My attitude would still be you're fired.
Yep.
There's 53 people on this team, and this game hurts too much to waste any opportunities. We got 17 games.
That's it.
Basketball, you can blow. It'll be like a Wednesday night, and I'll be upset if the Bucks lose or whatever. That you cannot afford to do this in football. You realize that our offense was stagnating at some points in the game because for whatever reason, Dontavian Wicks is in the toilet right now. So you would need it. All that temper tantrum stuff, you were needed today, bro. And they had to suspend you. You see what I'm saying? That it's not just that you got suspended, it's that you were needed today. Had we
Right.
lost the game, I would not have been giving you the benefit of the doubt. I probably would have been in my feelings and you could go play for the Raiders or whatever. And go, that's how I feel. The benefit of the doubt, I really do hope it's not as bad as they're making it out. That's my only thing. I think the Packers, their biggest problem is they have got to stop playing with the mindset of amateurs with all these thousands of penalties that I see
Right.
every single
Stop it.
game. Every single game, there's a penalty that stops a drive. It puts us in the bad down and distance, and now we got to throw the ball. We have to throw the ball with less receivers than we would normally have. It's a ladder effect. It's a domino effect. Excuse me, right? I am I'm over the moon that we got Xavier McKinney. I
Right.
don't get it. New York, you had Saquon Barkley. New York, you had Xavier McKinney. I don't get it. I'm glad you blew it.
Right.
I can't be a Giants fan. That's exactly the kind of reason why I can't be a Giants fan. McKinney is the best safety we've had since Nick Collins.
Right.
I love it. I want more of it. I can't get enough of it. He is not only our best player, he's head and shoulders our best player, Jordan Love included right now.
Right.
That dude can miss. He's
He's
fantastic.
affecting the
Great.
outcome of the game directly
Oh
on
man,
By
defense.
himself. By himself. I've never thought that I would see a Green Bay safety that I would compare to Seattle safeties the years that they had.
He got
Cam
what was
Earl
my
Thomas.
man name? Not Chancellor, but the other one. The light
Earl
skinned
Thomas.
dude.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Earl
Thomas.
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 I'm sitting there saying this dude is Earl Thomas. We have an Earl Thomas player on our squad. Are you
Right.
kidding me? Right? I can't get enough of that. I
yeah.
think the Packers will get their footing under them. I do. I'm still excited about the Packers moving into the Bucks. I'm still excited about the Bucks. I am. I'm very excited about the Bucks. If what I saw in the first quarter was any sign, I do need to see a little bit more from the somebody, because we can't be in an 8-man rotation. And
Right.
Tom Thibodeau, our players, the little bit of energy that we got and grind them guys down to dust, will be done by game 20. So
Facts.
someone has to step up. Now, I'm not overly upset because just like in the football preseason, all these guys ain't gonna make the team, right? So
Right.
you saw a bunch of guys who are trying to make the
Like
team.
the team, right?
It, and so to them, I will say this: if that was your best attempt, you better figure it out before Thursday, because
Right.
there's a whole
Facts.
bunch of you that would not make the team if that was your last game,
Yeah.
if that was your last impression.
Don't that remind you of like the summer league?
Yep. That's what they was saying in the chat. It looked like
Yeah,
summer league out
They,
there.
well,
they
because
play
that's what was
body.
on the floor.
Or
Right.
they those young players are selfish. They don't play team basketball. They just try to take it on their own, right? That's how they was playing in the summer league, which is interesting to see. I wonder why they play like that. Like, it don't make
They're
sense.
trying to
Go
get
ahead.
their money because they're trying to get a spot.
It
I
ain't working
mean,
though. It
that's
ain't
just
working.
what it is. That's just what it is.
And if
But
that
I
was the last,
appreciate y'all all tapping in. And then we coming back Thursday. We got the next preseason game. Who we play Thursday?
the Lakers, I think,
Mm.
if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken,
All
I
right.
could be wrong.
Ron,
Hey,
But don't
and Pronte, the people been asking for you, Pronte. It's good to
Ron,
see you
I,
back. Hey,
absolutely.
Pronte, the people been asking. They've been waiting for you to
I've
come
been
back.
asking for you. I don't know where you've been,
Ron,
but we're glad to have you
Ron
back.
back. Big
He back,
Ron is
he back. We got
That's all.
Mr. Smith back in the phone. We got the homie, the Bleach Report boss, the VP. Appreciate y'all tapping in, gentlemen. Hey, we got some thumbs up just for that. Appreciate y'all tapping in.
Salute,
All
salute.
right, gentlemen. See y'all in a minute. All right, y'all
All right,
go.
right.
Yeah. Great conversation. Hey, are y'all not entertained? Look at all that great basketball and football acumen you just heard. Let's get the likes up. Salute, salute. Before I get out of here, let me get my man Monalando super chat. Appreciate the $2 super chat. Young guys will be young guys. Don't worry, guys. I feel you. We know. We just got to talk about it, though, Monalando. But appreciate you, bro. D. Cole said Packers play better with the five-man defensive front instead of four, and Cooper needs to play more when he's in. Good things happen. Sick of seeing McDuffie out there. McDuffie, and I know we was focusing on Walker. McDuffie and our linebackers, period, are low key trash. They're low key trash. And Quay Walker's at the top of the list. Shout out to you for that comment. Marvin was good. I'm not happy with the Packers win. Despite we're 3-2, it feels like a Rams win. Defense giving up too many big plays and struggle to get off third down. Take the win but play better. Absolutely. Facts. Damn, you went hard. Salute, Marvin. Absolutely. What is a younger chill time? What is that? Shout out to you, Monalado. Homie Pass said it's because our ownership and coaching staff is a joke, Rise. This is typical Giants. I barely watch my team because of this. Yeah, y'all got rid of some people that still had a lot of tread left. Salute to y'all. Robert Brooks said, Mr. Smith, exactly. We need at least one or two of our young guys to rise to the top. You have to. That's the only way. Every championship team has young guys that rise to the top to help them in the playoffs. We need to find ours. What up, Patricia? We play the Lakers on Thursday. Appreciate you, Patricia. Salute, salute. One of the queens of the chat, OG of the chat. Let me get my man Brandon. I see you tapped in. Let me get Brandon in here to get his 1-2 here. Go ahead, Brandon, before we get up out of here. Tell me what you feel about the Packers first, and then what you feel about the Bucks. Go ahead, bro.
Okay. On the Packers side, it would have got the win. You know what I'm saying? Hey, David McKinney, that's one of our back pickup this offseason.
Mm-hmm.
5 interceptions in 5 games.
Right.
He might be the player of the year.
Yeah,
Every
yeah.
game.
Right now he's looking good. I agree.
And also, I think we got Clinton messed up. We got clean some messed up.
I agree.
Like in the chat, the whole line has to be get better.
Right.
And I want to bomb on somebody. Want me your job? You, this, your teammate needs you. Your love needs you.
Yeah, you're not
And
bigger than the program. He just think he bigger than the program. It's all good
because
though. Go ahead.
if you do not, you can get, get that your NFL goodbye. Because I understand you young. This not, this not the playing time you need. You, we need you on the best A game this season.
Because he's a quality receiver. Let's not get it twisted. Romeo Dobbs is a quality
Yeah,
receiver.
I
And he
get
showed
that.
he was solid last year with 8 touchdown grabs and almost
Right.
700 yards. So he's a solid receiver. But this is a team game, and he ain't bigger than the program. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
that's just what it is.
I think, missing the players on the defensive side. I think once White and Jay Money come back,
Yeah,
then we can, then our defense will be a lot stronger.
I agree.
As progress.
And
Like
then what
I
did you
said,
think about? And then what do you think about our offensive line? I think our offensive line needs some help.
yes, I think our offensive line needs a lot of help.
And then what did you think about the Bucks game? Did you get to watch any of the Bucks game, Brandon?
I saw some of it.
Okay, what you think from what you saw?
You know what? You know what I saw? Danny Cookie. He's ready. He's showing. He's ready. He's showing everybody.
Yeah,
He's
I think
saying,
he came out and he cooked enough, and then he just fell
he's
back.
saying it because he knows the league are in trouble.
Right,
It's a little bit. That's the state of it. That's the state of it.
right,
Could you imagine Dame, Giannis, Khris, all of them three play together in Brook Lopez?
right. With the pick and roll, it'll
Yeah,
be nasty. It'll be
April.
nasty. I can't wait. Hey, but we got another preseason game Thursday too. I don't
That's
want
on
to
my
see the starters play more than one quarter though because of the injury stuff. I just want to see them in the first quarter, then let the young guys get their run. Let's see what the young guys can do.
right. Hey, that's my birthday day.
Okay, yeah. So hey, we got hey y'all, hey Thursday we gonna make a special shout out to Brandon. Gonna be his birthday in the live. Salute. All right,
All
Brandon,
right,
bro, appreciate you. You know I gotta get up out of here in a bit. Appreciate you, bro. All right,
birthday.
happy birthday early, bro. All right, bro, go. Shout out to Brandon, birthday this week. All right, y'all. I'm about to get up out of here. I'm Amber. This is Amber's Logic. This is Wisconsin sports, trades, rumors, and news. And we just got done discussing the Packers win in Los Angeles against the Rams, 24-19. We eked away a win. Defense came up with a big play late. Jordan Love played lights out in the second half. We struggled a little bit in the first half, but we were able to pull out the win. We're still a little sloppy as we discussed in the live. We need to tighten up on the O line and start running the ball more consistently throughout the game instead of a second half adjustments, only running our first half and just being more consistent. And Jordan Love has to be better, make better decisions throwing the football too. He made some great plays, but he made some dumb ones as well. So we just need better decision making from him. We need more Aaron Rodgers from you, Jordan Love, and less Favre. For real, for real. And then the Bucks got their head beat in 87-120. Gary Trent Jr. was hurt. He with a hyperextended elbow. We're assuming he'll be out 2 to 6 weeks. Damian Lillard looked great in the first quarter with 14 points and then just kind of chilled out after that. Gary Trent looked good before he was hurt. Bobby Portis had a big game, 16 points, but the young guys all struggled. And Pat Connaughton cited he actually played solid today. So that was good to see. Please comment, like, subscribe, and share the content. This is your number one source for Bucks news, and is slowly becoming your number one source for Packers news as well. Please comment, like, subscribe, and share the electrifying content with the people. And see you on Thursday to talk about the Bucks' next preseason game. Go.